It all began with a sigh. A tired sigh that escaped from Aisha's lips as she glanced around her living room. Toys were scattered across the floor, dishes piled in the sink, laundry waiting in a forgotten basket, and dusty corners quietly mocking her efforts. Aisha was a working mom of two, balancing her job, her family, and her own silent struggles of exhaustion. Every morning she woke up determined to do it all, and every night she collapsed, feeling like she hadn't done enough. The house that was supposed to be her safe haven often felt like another battle she had to fight. But one evening, something changed. She had just come home from work, still wearing her office clothes, when her little daughter rushed to hug her and said softly, "Mama, why are you always tired? I just want to play with you." Those words struck Aisha's heart like lightning. She realized in that moment that she wasn't just cleaning a house, she was creating a space where her children's memories would live. And suddenly, the piles of laundry and the messy countertops weren't just chores, they were opportunities to unlock joy, peace, and sparkle in her home. Still, the question remained, how could she do it all without draining herself completely? That night, as she sipped her tea and stared at the mess around her, she decided to make a change. She promised herself she would no longer chase perfection. Instead, she would find small, daily ways to bring order and beauty into her home, without losing her own energy or smile. The next morning, she started small. 5 minutes before leaving for work, she cleared just one corner of the living room. She folded the blankets, stacked the toys into a basket, and wiped the coffee table with a fresh cloth. When she returned later that day, the sight of that one clean corner filled her with a sense of calm. It wasn't much, but it reminded her that progress, even small, could change the energy of a whole space. Encouraged, she added another hack to her routine. While waiting for tea to boil in the kitchen, she quickly washed 5 dishes instead of scrolling through her phone. At night, instead of letting clutter pile up, she set a 2-minute timer with her children and turned tidying into a fun game. Giggles replaced complaints, and her kids started racing to see who could put away more toys. Slowly, daily cleaning became less of a burden and more of a bonding moment. But it wasn't always easy. There were still days when she came home drained, wanting nothing more than to collapse on the couch. On those days, the guilt whispered in her ear, telling her she was failing. Yet, instead of giving in, she leaned on her new mantra, one step at a time. She reminded herself that even wiping down the kitchen counter or folding 2 shirts was enough to make tomorrow a little brighter. As weeks passed, Aisha noticed something incredible. Her home began to feel lighter, not because it was spotless, but because she had infused it with love, consistency, and manageable habits. The daily hacks didn't just clear the clutter from her home, they cleared the heaviness from her heart. Her children began to mirror her attitude, learning that cleaning wasn't punishment, but a way to care for the space they shared. Even her husband, who once thought chores were endless and overwhelming, started pitching in, encouraged by the visible sparkle Aisha had brought back into their lives. The true transformation wasn't just in the home, it was in Aisha herself. She no longer dreaded walking into her house after work. Instead, she felt welcomed by the little routines she had created. Every time she saw her kids happily putting their toys away, or caught the soft scent of a freshly cleaned space, she felt proud. Proud not because her home was perfect, but because it was alive with energy, love, and comfort. And so, Aisha's story isn't about spotless rooms or magazine-ready interiors. It's about unlocking the sparkle within yourself and your home by embracing small, daily cleaning hacks that fit into real life. It's about choosing consistency over perfection, joy over pressure, and love over exhaustion. Her message is simple yet powerful. Your home doesn't need to be perfect, it just needs your love, your energy, and your daily spark. Start small, keep going, and unlock the sparkle within.